Welcome back to RMTS, boys. We got a crazy episode. I think everybody's been begging for this story, so I figured we would start off with it. Verlis is with us, but he is absolutely no lifing a game currently, and I guess they
Yeah.
just had an alpha wipe. So,
Ashes of Creation Alpha 3 is out, so I look like more of a ghoul than usual.
you mean we're gonna get told that we look like Asmongold and we've never touched a woman in our life, even though I have 4 kids, and all of that shit?
I just get told I
Sound?
look like I'm on heroin.
I have not seen that one yet. I've definitely seen Asmongold at least 50 times in the past 5 days. And I
Yeah.
don't know if they're talking about you or
Alright,
me
let's just
because
get
they're
into the
not
story.
specific.
I'm
Okay.
surprised that like someone actually watched all the way through and they're like, oh, I'll have to watch next week for the story that we keep getting blueballed on. I'm like, holy shit, people are watching.
And it's somebody who's watching the shorts because it's somebody who said they found us from the shorts. And I'm like, yeah, look at that. I was right.
Audience.
Look at that. We're growing. What is
Alright.
this?
So this is something I found a while ago where I just love making fun of Reddit. You go on Am I the Asshole or you go on all these other things and you just find the absolute peak of society right here. And I stumbled into this one. Infinite energy on r slash futurology. I'm 23 years old, highest education of high school. How do you feel about
Um,
that? Like, already fucking beautiful. This guy thinks he found the solution to infinite energy as a 23-year-old with high school education.
well, there's people that absolutely could, but it's so fucking unlikely.
Yeah.
At least at this level. Like, you could absolutely do some cool shit, but infinite energy, I don't fucking think so.
And like I think it's one of those things where you've always like everyone's thought about it. Everyone's like, but if I take a magnet and I move it like this and I do something like this and we use the Earth's field, why is that infinite energy? But this dude just decided to put his stupidity onto the internet. So yeah,
Yeah,
I've
he over explains something that we all had at 10 years old, and we're like, oh my god,
That's what
this
makes
could
it even.
work.
That makes it even better. So I've had this idea floating around in my head forever. So it's not just a 23-year-old idea. It's a 15-year-old that's like, I gotta share my knowledge with the world. Just going to paste what I've wrote down in my notes. It just keeps getting better. Weird idea for electricity generation that makes nuclear fusion Stone Age technology. Sunlight can be focused into a super high temperature beam, like a kid sitting on an anthill with a magnifying glass. So take a very large surface and beam it into centralized beam. Wait, that's not even grammar. So take a very large surface and beam it into a centralized beam. And send that beam into a single metallic rod that is made of a sensible heat material, something that can hold heat very well and stand extremely high temperatures and will be exposed by the beam. So you picking up what this guy's putting down?
Yeah, he's just a fucking knuckle dragger who thinks that he's a 5-year-old fucking bully with a magnifying glass.
He thinks you could just like stick a metal rod and then focus the sun onto it, and that just creates more heat. I mean, I feel like everyone's also had the idea. It's like, but if you take a two-way mirror and you just put sunlight into it forever, and then you have like a laser inside that mirror, you have an energy cell. Doesn't work that way, kid. All right, let's keep
The
on going.
degradation by itself is a problem, but whatever.
Surround it with a liquid or gas that can be superheated into steam to spin a turbine for
Superheated.
electricity.
You know what this is? And this is going to sound like the most ass backwards fucking thing I probably have ever said. This sounds like somebody who went on a Joe Rogan deep dive, but they absolutely are verifiably retarded and have like a 62 IQ and are finally trying to sound intelligent by using just a little bit of prefixes before they speak to sound
Oh,
super
midwits.
crazy intelligent. Yeah.
Yeah, like bro,
No,
I
retard knuckle dragging level. This is
as
crazy.
I as I get older, like I keep having this revelation of like, oh yeah, I'm just getting like a lot more sentient as I grow up, and I've been focusing my cognitive skill on big brain now. Like when you actually realize that, oh, sub 80 IQ isn't the problem. Sub 90 IQ isn't the problem. It's the sub 110s that are all stupid. Like there's actually kind of like an island where like 95 to 103, you're just normal. But anything below that or anything like sub 110, 115, stupid. Just like, and that's
No,
all of society.
it's this is where it gets crazier. I would rather deal with absolute imbecile retards, people that are like below 85,
Nah, that's
because I can
unfunctional.
at least predict what they're going to do instead of like 105s that think they're super crazy fucking smart.
Yeah, the whole midwit thing. Like, I guess it's like, yeah, do you have actual retard versus midwit? What would you rather deal with?
I would rather deal with the problem I know, which are fucking retards.
We're never going to get monetized or promoted.
No, we got this.
Preferably a renewable control agent such as water. Bruh! He's like, we need a liquid or gas that can turn into steam. You mean water?
Like water.
Preferably water. But if you want to get like a higher efficiency thing for your stupid idea that's not going to work anyways, like, yeah, it's not going to be
Boom.
renewable.
Electricity.
And I mean, does this guy not know how refrigerants work? Like, that's renewable, or like it recycles within its own system, and you can't just use a regular fluid or gas to make a refrigerant. But yeah, all right. Boom, electricity. Something similar to this is already being practiced with less efficiency. Then you didn't figure, like, then how do you think you figured it out? It's like, oh, this already exists. How do we get infinite energy out of that? I'm sure the person that invented the similar idea has never thought of that. You're the one that figured it out. They didn't realize to use water and sunlight to make a hot rod that makes steam. The secondary option for the heat-retaining object would be to suspend nanoparticles. How are you going to make those, bro? What kind of nanoparticles? He's just heard words that have the exact same density as the water. What?
Listen to Joe Rogan.
No, this isn't. Nah. Like, Joe Rogan could never take you down this path. What is this? Nanoparticles with the exact same density as water, with equal parts water, and material that will soak the heat. That's not real. This isn't a thing.
This is what happens when mommies stroke their sons way too much and make them sound like they're so super fucking smart, and they're fucking not.
No, this is just terminally online. This is fatherless, and mom just hands him a smartphone. But bro, like, what? Where? Yeah, man. If we're in like this futurism sci-fi, if we can make up whatever we want, if I could molecularly decompile myself, we can teleport. Someone figure it out. I have the idea. I figured out teleportation. People smarter than me need to figure out how to make it happen. Oh, geez. Molecular nanoparticles that with the same density of water. Oh my god. Okay. That would be 100% efficiency because every inch of the water would be touching the superheated material. Thus, I can't, man. I forgot how much of a banger this was when I first did it like 2 years ago, and then I dug it back up. He figured out 100% efficiency because you need water density nanoparticles. Because it all touches, and therefore you have perfect heat exchange. No other entropy involved. For this method, there would be multiple beams big enough to cover the cubic volume of the entire steam chamber. Use mirrors to divert the beam, but then you have loss right there on the mirror, so it's not infinite energy. That could then be used as well as a glass porthole with a bulkhead in a chamber. I'm lost here, dude. This could potentially make the world a greener place and solve the ever-growing need for electricity. Being as any area... Yeah.
Let me first off say, even if this was 100% accurate without looking at the math or like the science or thought-provoking parts of this, he absolutely has no idea even what he's talking about.
Yeah, he's like, I have the ideas, so the scientists just need to find these materials that don't exist, and then we have infinite energy. Being as any area with access to sunlight and water can be used as a power plant. But now we don't have infinite energy. Unless you're talking, like, we already have solar panels. We have solar energy. You're just talking about renewable energy because nothing about your system is self-sustaining once you get... We are closer to fission than we are this.
You want to know what's more self-sustaining than this? What? And this will sound crazy, but it's a great joke for his thanks for attending my hillbilly TED Talk. If you sit here and you go to a trailer park down south, all of them make the joke, oh, you know what? I can make my girl a vibrator any day I want. I'll go drink a bud out of this beer bottle right here. I'll go catch some bees, and anytime she wants it, all she's got to do is shake it up. Motherfucker, that is more consistent with finding more brand new power than this is. Oh, you can go find more bumblebees. This is fucking retarded. They didn't even explain anything. They just
Even
talked
salt
around a whole bunch
water
of shit.
can be used at a less efficient rate with the problem of salt buildup from the evaporated water, and different density nanoparticles would be used to hang in the water due to the effect on salt and buoyancy. He started out like as a fairly lucid idiot, but I don't even know where his brain went to get to this.
It sounds like you read up on how to make rock candy at the end.
Yeah, like we're how if he's like I can't I don't even know how to articulate this because what does he know? What did he read? How did he finally figure out like, oh, but the nanoparticles don't work with the salt though? Where does that get fabricated from?
That's what I'm saying is like, it literally feels like he's like 12, 13 years old, not 25. But he sat here and he went on this deep dive of like listening to like pseudoscience on fucking YouTube that only gets 10 views because it has a thumbnail of a black thing, a black fucking screen, and then one thing pasted on it and says word power. And then you have this dude who goes on a deep dive and he's like, okay, dude, I figured it out. And then he's like, oh my God, I need a snack right now. So he went and figured out how to make fucking rock candy, except he used salt instead of sugar. It's
and then he
so
like watched the salt recrystallize. He's like, nanoparticles, the sunlight. I
infinite.
solved energy.
Or he's an alcoholic and he drank way too many like sugary drinks and the sugar and mold is growing in the bottom of his fucking cup. And he's realizing that that grows infinitely without a food source.
The thing I've been most interested in finding is a nanoparticle that can be suspended and superheated with no rate of decay. What an idea! If that particle could be mastered, I think this idea could become reality. So you just need to make the God particle. Again, we're like closer to self-sustaining nuclear reactions. Not really sure what this post is. Mostly putting this out there because I'm not someone that can pursue this science fiction dream. Now it's their dream. Maybe $1 million idea, maybe not. He's just saying like, I post this idea to Reddit, find my nanoparticle and retire. I solved energy. Either way, I wonder if we can have a world where I'm confident in the future. And then now this guy's also doomer. So it's like, oh man, we're going to run out of energy and the world's going to explode if I don't make this nanoparticle, or someone else makes this nanoparticle for me. Can someone use this information? I'd be over the moon. Thanks for attending my Hillbilly TED Talk.
For the first 3/4 of this in the last line, I think it's a dude. But that whole controlling the fucking self-confidence shit in the middle of that last paragraph literally makes him sound like a straight up female.
Nah, that's just the soy.
I'm just
going
gonna
to
put this idea out.
That's your average Redditor has that little testosterone.
It's just like, oh my fucking dude, you sound like a fucking bitch. You sound like a dude who doesn't want to put your balls out there because you're too fucking afraid. And oh my fucking God, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, so that's the Reddit post, so we can see the replies to this person. And then
I cannot see the replies to this person.
No, it's not the archive Reddit. It's just regular Reddit now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so I just linked that in the chat.
In the chat? Gotcha.
Because the actual post was deleted by the moderators because it violates
He's a
Rule
fucking
2.
retard.
No, it's not even that. It violates Rule 2 because it's not future focused. Whatever that means. Mod's just making shit up. So, good morning. We have the Crescent Dune Solar Energy Project, which is just this dude's idea. It's mirrors reflecting to a rod that gets hot in the desert.
So what you're saying is this dude completely lifted this science idea like he did every single project he had to do in high school.
He didn't even lift it. Of course, his idea of using the sun to make metal hot has already been taken. Using mirrors to focus sunlight at boilers is an already existing technology. Making nuclear fusion Stone Age technology, limited by the amount of solar energy that actually reaches the ground. Yeah. So they actually didn't get super chewed out. They were just like, oh, wait, here we go. We got a deleted one. Conduct experiments on a smaller scale, keep it secret, then look to secure funding. That is the pinnacle of stupidity. I would expect from a Redditor that's like, wait, he's onto something. Here's how business works, guys. You do a
My issue is finding a viable material. What do you
yeah,
want?
dude, I didn't think about his reply. But I'm just saying, like, you mean prototyping and then finding investors?
God.
You need someone on Reddit to tell you this for your infinite energy? My issue is finding out a viable material that I could even test. Most particles with similar density to water are not able to handle the thermodynamic properties that would be required. It's steam. We have mastered steam technology and heat.
No, supposedly we haven't mastered it yet. He said it. He said we need to learn how to master it. Whoa, that sounds kind of cool, haha. How can I even get a visualization of that? What the fuck? Google. Was Google around 3 years ago?
Oh
Like,
my god.
what the fuck?
At the very bottom, keep working on it. A lot of these comments sound negative. Start with your idea and keep expanding upon it. Interesting premise. Who knows where it will lead? Ah, dude.
Okay,
Dude,
okay.
I love
I,
Reddit.
I, I may be the idiot here, but like, how can anybody be any slightly little bit excited about something like this without any number one proof of concept, number two, actually being precise with possible things that would work?
Yeah, it's so vague of, well, if we find the perfect metal and the perfect nanoparticle and then we heat it up with the sun in the perfect atmosphere, infinite.
That's like saying if we find the correct rubber density, we could use that for unlimited tires. Yeah, we could. But I didn't give an answer or a solution. I literally just restated the problem we already have.
Yeah, make a post on futurology. Why don't we work on better rubber so there's no pollution?
Yeah, can we find the correct rubber density so that way everything works properly? Like what the fuck, man? What the fuck? I genuinely don't grasp it. I don't understand. And like this entire week has been a whole bunch of shit. I don't fucking get. I don't know if you saw the shit about Trump dying. Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
Where for like the entire weekend supposedly he was dead.
What's
All
weird
of
is like
Reddit.
conservatives fell for it and then started posting a fake picture of him to say he was alive. Well, not fake one, but like an old picture of him to say he's alive. I I I don't know.
They legitimately like 65, 70% of the country ran with the idea that Trump removed all of his engagements for the weekend. Not because, he's tired and dealing with illnesses and stuff like that, which is probably a logical answer. Hey, he probably is. That's why he has the bruises and stuff all on his hands. But we're now escalating it from he has bruises all over his hands to Trump is dying. How the fuck did you people get 60% of the country to sign off on this, for it to trend on Twitter, for it to trend on Reddit, for it to trend fucking everywhere, and all the fucking news places were saying that he was possibly dead? And then you have shit like this. Share it. Fucking, I don't know why my computer is such a fucking shitbag. Then you have this shit. Mark my words, Trump's death will be hidden by the party for as long as possible. If Trump is suddenly stops making his appearance, he's dead. They'll pretend he's ill or too busy fighting for the future of American patriots against the evil Dems who want to turn your kids trans. Trump is not capable of staying in the shadows. He is to be the center of attention every day, no matter where he is. They know Trump is the Republican Party and are terrified his death will splinter it before they can fully realize the fascist America. This is critical time for MAGA, as their damage still has a chance to be undone. And they're counting on a fat, demented old president whose heart and brain are time bombs. What in the absolute fuck?
When we said that about Biden, who was objectively more sick and probably had cancer during his presidency, which explains everything anyways, we were crazy. But this is their wet dream.
Well, the crazy thing happened 2 days ago when he was dead, and then bam, he pops up at one of his
No, that's a
golf
fake
courses.
picture. That's a fake picture. Or that's the old one.
U.S. politics.
That's the old picture from what I saw. Like I saw a community note that said that was
I saw a
taken
video of him.
years ago.
So
That
like,
video
I'm
was
not.
taken years ago.
Oh, it was
Yeah. It's from the same thing.
the same story I heard. I don't know, but like literally, people are saying they saw him literally 2 days ago and everything else. But yet he's supposedly dead. It doesn't fucking make any sense, guys. Everybody is so jumping around and everything else that they just don't want to grasp things.
But like I said, I find it weird on both sides because then people fell for that picture, even though it got like community noted and seemed to have a lot of people saying it was old. Maybe it isn't old, and maybe that's another Democrat propaganda. But either way, all you had to do was go on Truth Social. He was just inactive on Truth Social for 30 hours, and everyone lost their mind.
Like, you want to see the most stupid fucking comment I've seen on this entire shit? Number one, that doesn't look like him. Are you What are you smoking?
No, I thought that didn't look like him. That looks like Biden wearing a Trump mask.
When we saw him last, his left hand was purple. See the photo where that is, and that's just magically not an issue. Okay, so it's an old photo. Yeah, that's already.
Well, I
come
didn't
out.
even consider his
If
hand.
that's the
Like
answer.
the zoom in on the face made it look like a mask. It didn't look like Trump's face.
It's not zooming.
I know, but
That's
like
right.
there people were posting zooms and stuff. You found
Well, like,
you got like
fuck,
the
man.
worst part of this entire breakdown.
There you go.
See?
Oh, no,
That doesn't look
there's
like
a bruise
him.
on his hand.
Yeah,
The
but look at
bruise
that.
is there.
That face doesn't look like him.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I'm just saying, there's a bruise on his hand. Dude eats McDonald's and fucking Big Macs all the fucking time. Yeah, absolutely. He's gonna have breathing problems. Those are definitely his man titties. And he's wearing his Trump shirt. No community note. Nope. JD
Yeah.
Vance is a failed drag queen?
No.
What the fuck? Dude, Twitter is a crazy fucking place some days.
Yeah, but also like the extra derangement and cope of like Trump is MAGA. Bro, JD Vance goes further than Trump. Like I hope JD Vance just like keeps going. He's the based millennial that we need. Trump's too soft compared to Vance.
And that's the stupid part. There are people that legitimately voted for Trump and everything else, but would not vote for Vance. I don't think you guys understand. Like, I understand if you don't like Vance. I completely get it. But I don't think you really understand what politics is if you wouldn't, or you don't understand what's going to happen. If you don't agree with Vance, guys, you don't want Trump to die. Like, that's the more stupid part about this. Why are you even worried about if Trump is or isn't dead if you don't even understand what the fuck Trump being dead means? You know all the shit that you don't fucking like with Trump? You think that's going to go better or worse with Vance? I think it's going to go much, much farther with Vance.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm like, yo, I can't wait for 2028. We get Vance Tulsi. Fucking.
I think it's Vance Don Jr.
that could also be pretty good.
or Vivek, but
Nah,
they have to
Vivek-
get him straightened out with everything.
I'm against the whole H1B and stuff, and like I lost Elon and Vivek lost me because they're just like, we need to keep bringing in the Indians, and I'm like, no, we need to
But-
stabilize ourselves first.
Vivek just won or is winning Ohio.
Yeah, but he already had that. Like, I'm still on the nah Vivek. He lost me again with his rhetoric.
But it's so fucking insane. And the way the world is going, it just makes me fucking angry. It just makes me fucking angry. The way this shit is going and everything else is happening. I don't fucking get it. It's like you people really don't fucking get it. Like you have both sides going so fucking far in opposite directions when that's not the way we need to go about things. We need to be coming together, not fucking separate. This shit's stupid. It doesn't fucking make sense.
Well, the thing is, like, conservatives have always been more moderate and accepting and willing to give ground, and then Democrats just take it and get angry.
Which is not what was explained to me as a child at all. I know that you grew up watching Fox News and shit like that, but I didn't. I remember hearing, the Democrats are the ones who are understanding and loving and caring and everything else. But it seems...
It's one of those like that lie was a part of my growing up too, but it just never materialized. And now they're just the evil death cult.
Well, do you
After like the
remember?
end of actually not even end of like from when Obama came in, it's only been about revenge.
Yeah, I remember learning about in history and shit about like the soft racism of low expectations. And that's almost like what the entire fucking country is looked at by with the Democrats. They're like, "Oh, you can't do it by yourself? It's okay. You were never meant to." And it's like, "Oh my fucking god, that's really fucked up. Don't fucking say that."
I mean, we've already been through that over a decade ago with the study that proved that Democrats use dumbed down language when talking to minorities. That's like already hard case 2015.
It's just it's so
How that wasn't the
infuriating.
end of the Democrat Party. See, that's what gets me is it's always like it's all the hypocrisy. It's like, but you guys are the racists that treat others differently based on their skin color, not us.
It's like even if there is racist in the super far right, which there absolutely is, I
We
don't
don't
fucking
tolerate it.
agree with them either.
Yeah.
Fucking get them out of here. Why do you think they have full on fucking towns where nobody fucking wants to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't there fucking YouTube videos about this? Didn't our fucking homie Brandon do full on fucking deep dives on this shit? Where like they push people out into places like Zinc, where they're like, yeah, just go over there. They're over there. And like you find out that they're an asshole, they're a piece of shit, but they're still kind. Like they're like, I don't want people here, but I absolutely
this
will help them.
that's
Just it
those
doesn't
towns
fucking
are
make
such a
sense.
can of worms because like you can shine that light and be like, yeah, the white nationalists out in Idaho, they're problematic. But then it's like, okay, but let's compare that to inner city Detroit, where oh, if you're a white person walking through a gang neighborhood, you're just dead. It,
Yeah.
it, it all it exists for both sides in this country.
Oh, it exists for every side. What happened if, people walked through Aurora, Colorado when those fucking gangs had all of those apartment blocks taken over?
It's crazy how that got buried like the Hunter laptop. It went from, oh, it's fake, it's misinformation, that's not happening. And it's like, oh, wait, that was real the entire time, but it was 6 months ago, so no one remembers.
And it's just like, dude, that's so fucking true.
My commie
Like,
friend was just like, oh, that's fake, it got dismissed. And then I showed him the thing like 2 months later. It's like, no, the police chief and mayor confirmed it actually did happen. And he went, ah, it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, you got mad at me because I'm the conspiracy theorist for watching gangs take over Colorado when, of course, that's fucking happening. Yeah.
well, speaking of Colorado, Colorado's still a shithole. And like, I don't know about you, but it was always on that list of like places you might move
I
because
already
it
live
seemed
there.
like it was laid back enough. It seemed like it was calm enough. It might make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you live in one of the dream places that I wanted to live in. I would have loved to live in Seattle. Now it's a shithole. But like weather wise, that's fucking perfect. I love the like 50 to 80 and the rainy and the just calm and level
The
headed
only
shit.
reason I'm in Seattle, despite the cost of living, is the weather. Like 95% of it used to be the people. But then this became like that's another weird thing. It used to be that the Democrats or the hippies had like nice places, but now it's just poop and crime and homelessness because of the tolerance.
Well, it got really weird because I realized that upstate New York really isn't much different from Seattle. And like the rainy weather, the cool weather, and all the
It
time
probably
and
gets
shit like
more
that.
extreme cold though.
Um, Depends. The past like 3, 4 years, I think the coldest it's gotten is like 5, 10 ish without wind chill, which I know is bad. But like, if you got like 2 weeks of that a year, would you really sign off on not dealing with the crazies? I don't know, man. That's not that bad.
Yeah, because like, yeah, I guess that tracks. But it's also weird because even when Obama was in, people were getting angrier and more rude out here. And then they got Biden, and everyone just still stayed shitty person. Can't please Democrats, and all of society goes to hell, and everyone's unpleasant. Cool.
Well, this is where Colorado is going to become an even bigger shithole.
I'm about to say become it already is.
So they decided to add pole dancing to the Colorado State Fair in Pueblo, Colorado, which was open to children. This is a
Not
government
happening though.
sanctioned event. Absolute sickening. What the fuck is going on, government of Colorado? Why are you funding tax dollars on this? And she is legit pole dancing.
I was impressed watching that video because I didn't think that poll was going to support her for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I figured it would fall over. It doesn't. Thoroughly surprised.
But yeah, like it's kind of weird where it's just like, okay, let's like they're not coming for the kids, but let's make something to protect the kids. Oh, why are you making regulation that's against us?
And you want to know something big and crazy that I that sticks out like a sore thumb in this? Every single fucking female is gonna be like, oh my god, look at all the fucking weirdos and dudes that are sitting here watching this. This is 50-50 dudes and females. I see one, two, three, four, five, and then there's a chick on this side of this dude. That's six. That's six chicks, and there's like four dudes.
Why are they even watching it though? Like who's there and why?
I don't grasp it. This falls under this agriculture. Your tax dollars funded this, so the Department of Agriculture funded this with their tax money and everything else. That's fucking insane.
Yeah. And this is all that waste. We're just like, oh man, if they're doing this just with your tax dollars on our soil, then what's happening with all the US aid money and stuff? Moroccan pottery class,
It
billions
just
of dollars.
it makes me
Yeah.
so frustrated because there is a problem, guys. Like I saw the most brain dead fucking comment on our short about the cross dresser who is doing the fucking the tournament with Smash.
Yeah,
They're like, "Oh my god, I don't see anything wrong with this. Why wouldn't you take your kids to this?" Guys, we've had Rocky Horror Picture Show for years. How many people have seen that movie? I haven't.
I haven't. I've only heard of it and references to it.
And if you watch it, go ahead and watch it. But it's not like it's a rite of passage for every single fucking kid to watch.
Well, like it
Isn't
was.
it not appropriate for kids to begin with?
Well, the thing is, like, the rating system used to be different back in the day. Like in the '80s, you could show titty and still be PG.
That's fucking insane. I wonder if it changed around the same time that the NPAA was made with Mortal Kombat and shit like that.
Like some, it definitely changed, but like you could get away with all. Like a PG was strong back in the day.
But even if that's what it is, okay, I get it. Like nudity is not going to be super hyper protected in every situation. Completely understand.
And then what's that infamous movie that had like underage girl naked in it?
Well, there's even a bigger
There was a
story
lot
right
of
now.
those back in the '70s and '80s, actually.
Yeah, a lot of stars that a lot of people know. But there's an even bigger story with that shit right now. Do you remember Jeanette McCurdy, the chick from iCarly and was on all those shows, the blonde chick?
Yeah.
She wrote a book, a smut book, about a high school girl who falls in love and has an affair with her teacher. You'd be like, "Oh, she's a late graduate. She's 18, right?" No, on the back of the book, she openly writes that the chick's 17. It's like, okay, yeah, no, barely passing the line of legal, but still we're having an interesting
I mean, she
conversation
went
now.
through Nickelodeon grooming, so I'm not blaming her.
Oh, I don't blame her. I absolutely understand that the conversation is probably going to be had, especially with everything else that's going on. But at the same time, it's like you guys are sitting here saying that it's okay for fucking dudes who want to dress up like females and wear lingerie in front of kids to do those things. We're having fucking strip teaching shows at fucking state fairs. Like, what the fuck is next? And like they said that we were funny because we said that we've never touched females, yet we, think catcalling is acceptable. Nobody said catcalling was acceptable. We
I
both
do.
said that it was crazy that cops were trying to get dudes to
Yeah.
catcall them so that way they could arrest them, which sounds really kind of fucked up to me.
And
But
it,
when
like,
you straw man every argument, it's
yeah,
insane.
innocent, non-harassing catcalling. Like, what's the problem with that? If it's like sitcom level of dudes just sitting there at their job or whatever, construction work, going, "Hey, lady," that's it. If it doesn't go any further than that, what's the fucking problem?
Yeah, as long as there's no sexual harassment, which is openly commenting about specific things, starting a conversation with somebody, some people consider catcalling.
I think
It's
you can even
fucking
go a little
stupid.
like, I'd like some of that. Yeah, this is a compliment. That's all it means.
Yeah. Did you see the shit about Roblox possibly getting banned and everything else?
Yeah, that's
The
been
amount of
covered by like so much.
Well, yeah. Well, I also want to take my victory lap with it because it's something that I've been pointing out for years now. Um, so a couple years ago, my ex looked at me and she's like, "Hey, so I'm gonna buy the kids money for this game that they're playing." And I was like, "What the fuck game are you talking about?" She's like, "It's Roblox. It's like Minecraft, but it's for little kids." And I'm like, "No, that's more PDF than fucking Minecraft, and Minecraft was bad. There was like 3 good server owners at all in Minecraft, and Roblox is worse." And then Trump came out saying that he wanted to ban it. And I was like, "Oh, dude, this is gonna get good. This is gonna get good."
I didn't hear
Then,
about Trump straight up saying to ban Roblox.
yeah, no, he was coming out saying that he wanted to possibly ban it the same way that he was going to with TikTok and shit like that. And then a whole bunch of states, I guess, started building cases and stuff. And
Yeah, I
then
know about the state lawsuits.
then they started banning the fucking PDF hunters on
Yeah.
fucking Roblox. Not the PDFs, the hunters. And I'm just like, what the fuck is
And
absolutely
not the
going on?
fake hunters, like actually worked with law enforcement and got people like got.
Yeah. The dude that they banned ended up getting a entire fucking special with Chris Hansen and everything else. It's like, what in the fuck is going on here? But the shit that they were doing on Roblox is absolutely the most degenerate shit that I've ever seen.
Well, the alleged problem with Chris Hansen is that like the way he entrapped people would actually hurt the case, and then they just
Yeah.
get off it anyways. But what? No, this dude, this hunter would actually go to law enforcement and actually get work done, and not fumble the ball like Chris Hansen.
No, what I'm saying is the dude Schlepp was given
Yeah,
a special that they filmed with Chris Hansen literally this weekend.
yeah.
I didn't know if you understood that's what happened or
Well,
not.
I'm
I was
saying is
confused.
like no, the Schlepp's even better than Chris Hansen because he gets shit done. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just thought it was cool that he brought him in literally a week after he was banned, and he's like, "Give me all of the. Why don't you sit over there and give me all the tea?" It was interesting to see him, completely
Yeah.
flip on it and was like, give somebody their flowers. It was really interesting. It'll be interesting to see what comes out about that. But Roblox has absolutely fumbled the fucking time that they've been given to handle this situation at all. They come out 3 days later. Okay, guys, we're banning everything that is, adult rated for 17 plus. It's like you legitimately had the chance to fix the problem, at least at the smallest fucking availability, and you still fucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you had to change one number. And if you changed one number, people probably would have fucking forgave you. And you still fucked up where you put the number. And that's just so pants on head fucking retarded.
Well, the problem is about 18 plus is then that gets in like payment processor issues and it makes you an adult site. So 17 is kind of like saying the hey no minors, but not getting into the legal issues of 18 plus because then now you're actually dealing with adult distinguishing. It's like they kind of have
Yep.
to do that or they're extra fucked on their own.
But they're gonna be extra like they're going to be gone.
It's still less fucked. Yeah, and they're gone if they say we're 18 plus on certain things because then like that actually opens up tons of legal issues.
Well, if credit card companies wouldn't want to process them, I understand why they wouldn't do that.
Not even
But creating different
credit card, but
servers,
also legal.
creating different services for people that are 18 plus and not 18 plus is obviously the answer
But
if you
then
want to
that
keep
gives
both
you a
those
different
parties.
classification, is what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Because then you're like, oh,
But
we host adult, like we deliberately allow and host adult content here. That means the entire thing is 18 plus.
but they're openly doing that already and skirting the fucking rules.
Because with 17 plus, then that's just saying like, hey, it's inappropriate, not adult.
Like it's so pants on head retarded watching this shit just fall and collapse and everything else because they legitimately do not have any genuine idea on what actually is going on. They just want to sit here and put their head down and be like, no, we're not doing the wrong thing.
No, they have
We're
an idea,
okay.
which is why they have to play dumb. They
And
know how bad it is. They know it's 10 times worse than we know.
it has to be. It has to be. Because there's no way in hell. There is no fucking way in hell that a small level of shit has been found. It has to be fucking huge.
Yeah. That's why they can't admit to anything, because culpability is a bitch.
So, what is your largest bet that you've had with a friend or something like that?
Uh, I did a meme bet with my brother that because he was like, he made a, not made, but he was like running cryptocurrency for a bit and he had like some Ethereum. He had like 10 of it and Ethereum was like 600 each. So we made a bet that Ethereum would go to 1,000 by a certain time. And it was the price of Ethereum was the bet. So I made like a $600 to $1,000 bet with him. It, it,
Nice.
it, he lost, but I didn't collect on it. I was just like, oh, he made a rap like when they were doing the rap tags back in like 2014 for the Pokemon community, and he privated it because it was cringe as fuck. I was like, unlist the rap tag, and then I'll forgive the bet. So it was like a fake $1,000 bet, and then I think I doubled it down at some point. I'm like, hey, if you can pass max 300 by the end of the year, I'll double it because it's a hard DDR song. And he was like, I'm getting back in DDR, and I'm so fit now. I'm like, all right, do the first boss song, and he couldn't. But other than that, I think like $20,
Yeah, no. My favorite bet that we did
maybe
was
100. I think I did 100 at one point.
we went to the local pizza place with like all of the cousins of one side of the family and stuff like that. So there was like 20 people there. And one of my cousins, Eric, was like, fuck it. You know what? If I can't finish this entire topping container of anchovies, I will pay for everybody's food. So it was like, 120 bucks, something like that. We're like, fuck it. Go ahead. This dude took an entire mouthful of anchovies, gagged on it within like the first 3 seconds, and spit it all over the fucking wall.
Ugh.
And we ordered like 6 party pies or so. So it was like, 120 bucks or so plus tip. So we ended up having to pay that. But I've never seen a fucking bet like this. So obviously, with fantasy football and everything else starting, I guess people come up with last place punishments. And this punishment is fucking insane. This dude posted a group thread text message. Okay, official punishment for this year. If you finish last, you have to go to a sperm bank, donate sperm, and on the form you have to check the box that will allow the child to contact you once they turn 18. Oh my fucking god. That's fucking crazy.
I am so neutral on that because if I had my like dream group of the boys, like if all my best friends I've ever had stuck together and were successful instead of complete bums, that kind of seems like a goated play, but it's also completely unhinged.
Do you want to know what the buy-in for this fucking league is?
What?
$350.
See, that's I mean, if we're comfortably high rolling that, I think that's what we're at. Also, I'd have to like look into the culpability. Like, if they can just contact me, that's fine. But if I end up needing like child support off that, or like
No, that's
get
above 18.
yeah, but what I mean is like if I end up getting saddled with responsibility for that, no. But if it's just I get to be the estranged father that gets contacted as the ultimate loser, if I was in a high ballin' crazy thing, I'm not saying I'd take it. I'm saying I find it slightly more acceptable, but it's unhinged.
Like, you have to know football, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know.
I
You have
think
to
it's better
know
if
you're
no
gonna be
one
lucky.
knows football though, because then there's stakes.
Well, I fucking joined fantasy NASCAR this year, and I know NASCAR, but like these motherfuckers are playing it like it's a fucking game, and they know nothing. Like, none of these fucking retards know anything. So they're waiting until after qualifying and then just choosing the top 5 qualifiers every single weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this is so fucking retarded. because like there's no absolute limit on how many times you can choose people because it's 10 and then when the playoffs started you got 5 more. And this is the first fantasy sport I did. I was like, this is so stupid. It should be based off of like your knowledge or whatever, who cares, instead of it being like, yeah, I could choose right before the race starts. Who the fuck remembers that much? But like fantasy sports like this sounds fucking hilarious. Like I've seen shit where people sit there and dye their hair and shit like that. But the weird part is this wasn't even tagged to donating sperm. The tag for this on Twitter was to get a vasectomy if they got last place. And that to me is a step farther even than this.
That's too rough. Yeah, that's a no.
Yeah,
I was thinking, like, what is the harm of the contact, no contact, and donating sperm? So, like, is it evil for me to check that box and then have the kid, like, figure it out at some point? But then not really, because they should know that they are a donor kid, and if not, that's a failure of the mother.
Well, okay, so hypothetical 20-year-old Zach and Verlis now. Would you have donated sperm?
If I could make money, tons of money, yeah.
Exactly. I would have too. Like,
let's mean, like, yeah, logical. It's not even a contact issue at that point. Is donating sperm bad? But then the kid knows what it is, and it doesn't change when they can contact you at 18. So, like,
I don't understand why. I would absolutely want them to contact me.
You'd be like, yeah, cool. Did you turn out all right? Neat. All right, if you need anything. Don't ask for too much, though.
But, like, would you be surprised if you sat here and you got contacted when they were 18 and they were, like, a spitting image of you, but, like, just slightly different?
That'd be pretty
you go to the fucking pizza place that you've never been to, they've never been to, and you guys order the same exact thing because it sounds good.
Yeah. See, that'd be the thing. It's like, exactly I just feel like, my lineage lives on and I didn't have to put any work into it.
Yeah, it's strong, guys. We're good. Like,
that
even having the kids I have, it's just like, dude, that's cool. I wonder how that would work. Like, does your input really have that much of a change? And I really don't think it does.
Well, Zach, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, you got to go donate to a sperm bank, buddy. Let's see how this plays out. We're playing the long con. We got 18 years left. But yeah, no, I thought that's such an interesting thing for like a sports league. Because, like, you're not even hurting anybody. You're actually making their fucking day. Especially if, like, you're a clean dude, you take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as you don't have any fucking, like, ailments and shit, it's probably a cool fucking thing.
I'm just thinking because I'm like, I should be donating blood and maybe sperm because I didn't take the vaccine. So I've got that pure, valuable blood.
I wonder what the numbers are up to now. So some person asked ChatGPT what the requirements are, and some of these requirements are kind of funny.
For what?
For donating sperm. It is usually in between 18 and 39. Sometimes they cap it at 34 or 35.
Oh, damn. That means I'm running out of time.
You must be in good physical and mental health with no significant genetic disorders.
I've got 131 IQ. I should put that on the list and get a little extra.
Oh, sorry, you short kings. Some clinics prefer donors to be at least 5'7".
Yes, I'm in.
Education. Many clinics require at least a high school diploma. Some prefer a college-educated donor. That's hilarious. You have to have your detailed medical history, which is smart. Genetic testing to rule out inheritable genetic disorders.
Why wasn't I doing this in my 20s?
Infectious disease testing, screening for HIV, hepatitis B and C, syphilis, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and others. Drug and alcohol use, regular screening to ensure no substance abuse. Yeah, like this all seems pretty logical. Abstinence, you can't come for 2 to 5 days before each donation. And clinics may require multiple donations per month.
I can make
Sometimes weekly
sacrifice for the
for
bag.
6 to 12 months.
Cool. How much do you get?
I can look up the prices. Hold
Where do you find just the accessible prices?
on. How
Go look up the
much
higher quality one.
paid
I want to know my
for
peak price.
donating sperm? Okay, here we go. Sperm donors receive financial compensation for their time, effort, and expenses, not for the sperm itself, typically earning between 50 to 200 per donation sample, potentially reaching up to $1,500 or more per month by donating several times per week. Compensation structures vary by sperm bank, with payments often awarded in stages, including payment per sample, bonuses for meeting quality standards, and a final payment after completing the program, and the mandatory waiting period for health screenings.
Hmm.
So they pay on average about $100 per visit.
That's not a lot. I was hoping more.
So it doesn't seem like a lot of the places hold to the standard of you have to wait 6 days in between. It says you can score up to $2,400 per month
All right,
at about $100 per time.
but
So
that
that's
does
24 days.
that those numbers don't add up because I can't do it every 3 days. Or I can only do it every 3 days.
No, that wouldn't be every 3 days.
But they
That
said
would
like you
be-
have to abstain.
Yeah, so I think the standards for each place is different. Yeah, it says each bank has its own compensation schedule, so rates vary depending on where you go and stuff like that. But 1,500 is on the low end per month.
That tracks. Yeah, you just do $100 every 2 days.
You could always just do the surrogacy stuff and find a surrogate and start at $5,000 with potential of up to $20,000.
I cannot bear child.
You're bearing the sperm for the woman to get pregnant.
Oh, when you're like
different-
hand picked to fucking
Yeah, exactly.
That's not even artificial, right? I put that in as God intended for the bag.
Yeah, because you've touched women before, that's exactly how it is. Oh, fucking idiots on the internet, man. But I think that depends on like the people and stuff like that. You're able to, but I think that depends on like the person itself.
Bro.
So I found the most fucking obnoxious thing ever. So I guess they're trying to change the way that movies are watched and stuff like that. And I will stop watching all movies in this form factor at all. Like this will not be my choice. And I wanted to get your rendition because I don't fucking agree with changing movies into this, especially because it's not like a headset where you can wear it and watch the movie. It is this. They are now trying to make 3D movies where you have to look all around and shit.
Oh no.
Do you know how bad these Easter eggs are going to be? Like this is going to be so shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be so ass.
People watching a movie fucking 3 times so you have every angle. No, disagree.
That was my exact thought process. I'm lucky if I'm able to watch the movie fucking once. Like, think about that. How many times is somebody going to watch a movie and then get distracted because they wanted to see what happened in the fucking corner and then look away and then say, oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all up for like the 3D pictures and the 360 pictures. I think that shit is cool. But this tech, like, oh, let's make a fucking 3D movie theater so that way we can sit in the movie. Oh my fucking God. No. I would rather wear a fucking what is that? Not a 3D, not an AI, an augmented reality helmet. I'd rather wear one of those fucking cameras and sit there and watch it like that than sit there in a fucking room that's all fucking screen. That is going to drive my tism fucking crazy. So before we start this last topic that I had, what is this fucking game that you're playing, dude?
Ashes of Creation. It's
Yeah.
been. It's one of those things where, like, if you know, you know, because it was a Kickstarter from like 2016, 2017. I don't remember when. And it was like the most funded an MMO has ever been. And it's like had all kinds of hype. But then it's just kind of become a meme because they had to rebuild it. They went from like Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. Or maybe they switched completely from something else to Unreal Engine. And then it's just one of those development hell kind of things where, like, yeah, 9 years in development and still alpha 3.
So it's one of those games that will probably never leave beta and shit
Bro,
like
I'm gonna be
that.
so excited in 2032 when this releases.
So is it like essentially another League of Legends, or is it?
It's an MMO, not a MOBA.
Oh, I thought that's what an MMO was. I'm fucking retarded. It's
MMOs,
okay.
World of Warcraft, RuneScape, Final Fantasy.
Oh, the other game type I don't play. Yeah, I gotcha. I thought MOBA was the same. That's where I got
Yeah,
confused.
like,
I'm
you've
just
either heard
retarded.
about Ashes of Creation or it's too early to get pitched.
Gotcha. I just didn't know what it exactly was. I remember when I was still working at the box store, where my manager was trying to get me to play Final Fantasy. Was it Final Fantasy Online? Is that a thing? Or am I combining two things?
I don't remember what Final Fantasy Online was. It might have just been Final Fantasy Online, and then 14 was just the thing.
Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to get me to play. And I just absolutely didn't fucking grasp the idea. Like, not even because I couldn't understand it, but because like I'm so lost with everything. I'm fucking 14 games deep and I still am lost. Like I have to sit here and play all of these games just to understand the basis of this one that I just didn't fucking get it. But yeah, I just no, definitely not my thing. So you sent this, and I have a topic afterwards. What is the most bizarre, strangest, unexplainable thing that has ever happened to you? It was a paranormal
Yeah,
thing on
this
Reddit.
was more me again mocking Redditors for being completely mundane. I kept scrolling and I could not find an interesting story where it's like, I saw someone behind me once and when I turned they weren't there. Like, we could just go through that where, like, if you want to just read the couple top ones, just be like, wow, this is you have lived very unfulfilled lives.
Yeah, I'll read the top one, and then I'll give a weird one that happened around me, but I didn't fucking see it, so I can't really tell you. Okay, so I tried this earlier, and I think that I was a tad limiting on the question. I'll start. I've had a few occurrences in my life that I cannot explain away. My uncle, mother's brother, passed away before I was born, and it's always been a discussion within my family that he's quote unquote watching over us. When I was younger, I was minding my own business while playing Sega Genesis in my playroom when I noticed a man sitting Indian style behind me. I remember telling this person to leave me alone. When he didn't, I freaked and I ran to tell my mother about this man. She followed me back into my room and showed me that one was there. Dude's an idiot and forgot no. She was right. I proceeded to complete the chemical zone in Sonic when I noticed him again. Side note, I was playing that same level when my grandma passed away.
Cursed.
Uh yeah, no, it was the only place where I had my Sega, but in my room at my grandparents' house, I would sit there and I would play Sonic all the time because I fucking love Sonic. But my grandma died while I was with them. So, shitty situation. But at this time, he was standing slightly to the left of the doorway, still watching me. I ran again to my mother. According to her, I described the man personally. I only remember the purple silhouette of a man. A purple silhouette? What the fuck? As exactly, she remembers her brother. She told me who it may be, and it put me in somewhat at ease. I never saw him again. Another account.
That's what makes it even crazier, where it's just like, how does this only happen one time ever at a random moment when you're playing games, and then it just boils off?
Exactly. Like, it doesn't. Like, either you have to be able to tell a story a
You're
little bit
possessed
better
by
than
your
this.
uncle or you're not.
Yeah, exactly. So, another account is from my father. One day, he was putting my brother and I back into our car seats after a meal at Taco Bell. My brother was first, as he was younger than myself, when he went to put me in, my brother was gone, a matter of a minute apart. My brother had let himself out of his car seat and was walking in the parking lot. My father noticed and grabbed him a second before a van hit him. Needless to say, my father was careless, but he said he was shaken up. The next morning, he was putting us into the car again to pick up my mother at the airport, from wherever she had been. As he was putting me into the car, in my car seat, my father noticed a pair of men's legs sitting between me and my brother and I. He stood straight up and saw no one in the car, and then he turned his head towards the driveway and claims he saw the back of a man in a white shirt with cut off jeans and blonde hair walking away. He went to call out to him, and he disappeared before my father's eyes. My mother's brother died in 86 or 87, and he was a true hippie at heart. His favorite shirt was a white Budweiser shirt, and he had medium-length blonde hair. He was a druggie and died of an overdose. Still to this day, I have strange things like this happen to me, and always explains it as Uncle Scotty checking up on me.
But what do you mean strange things happen when you said it never happened again?
Yeah, exactly. So have you ever had anything like this fucking happen?
I think I've told the story of when I had like the big breakup in Colorado the second the welfare check ended because they
Yep.
tried to get the cops to get messy as breakups
Yeah.
are. I passed, and then they were just like, "All right." The thing is, the cops told me like, "Yo, dude, we've seen this before. You're fine, but if they keep calling us, it's 3 versus 1. You're all going downtown, and it's not going to look good for you. I say, get out, get home, get your family."
And then your
Seen
dad
this.
called.
And then my dad called. And it's like 3 in the morning. He's like, I woke
Yep.
up in a cold sweat. My first thought was, is Tony okay? And I was like, you're not going to believe this shit. And then it was like, again, there was nothing. I didn't say, yo, dad's kind of rough over here like the week before when I called him, when we talked. Nothing. Out of the blue, complete. That wavelength hit him. And that's like the woo woo thing to me.
Yeah, I've had weird shit like that happen more and more as the years go on. But like, there's two times since my divorce that I've had weird ass shit that I just cannot explain.
Since
Like,
the
not even like,
divorce, that's like, yeah.
so like past 4 years.
I mean, that's not a
The,
long time frame.
the first one, I I was okay. Like, it was a good day. The kids weren't here for like the first day or that week or whatever. And I was just having a weird day. I was listening to music, I was cleaning up and stuff like that. And I walk into like my door frame. And I have a normal like top and bottom house. Like, I have my living room and dining room downstairs. And then everything else is upstairs. So all the bedrooms and everything else. And it's like a hallway with all the bedrooms connected to it. And I was standing right before my door frame. And I was listening to a song, and the song randomly came on, and it was Ed Sheeran. I think the name of the song was called Visiting Hours. I was just looking for new music and shit, and that song popped on. And it's a song talking about how like he wishes that he could show his family off to somebody who died before or whatever. And I feel literally a hand wrap around like the back of my neck, like the base of my neck. And that's always what my grandma used to do. She always used to put her hand right in between my shoulders on the back of my neck and just like wrap her hands around my neck. And then it wasn't cold, it wasn't warm, it was just like pressure. And then it just let go, and it never happened again. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Never had that happen before until last year. So I don't know exactly how much I talked about it on this show because I try and keep the show a little bit lighter. But me and my fiance had our son pass almost a year now to the date last year. And I was sitting outside because I stayed home. I wanted her to go to the hospital. I didn't want her to have to deal with like cleaning and everything else with the stuff that was here. I wanted her to be okay, so she went with my mom. And I stayed, and I just had a feeling like I had to be here for some reason, and I don't know why. And I sat outside because I was having a panic attack, and wasn't even listening to music, wasn't anything, and I just felt a hand on the back of my neck again. And it went from like panic to like, okay, everything's okay. No idea why, but I put into context these dreams and these nightmares that I was having probably like 2 weeks before when I had COVID and I was sick as a dog. I had this dream of this house, a house I never saw before and everything else. But my grandma was there and she was holding a baby. And it kept like replaying in my head. And she would walk up to me and say, Zach, don't worry, I got him. And then she would fade away. And then I'd wake up in a panic attack. Everything was okay and I'd fall back asleep and the same thing would fucking happen. It happened like 3 or 4 times over like the 2 weeks or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, those things logically are just telling me what was going to happen and then everything's okay. Blah, 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 blah. Who the hell knows? But it's just like, that shit doesn't make any sense.
That shit makes perfect sense.
Where does that make sense? Because
this hasn't happened except when you lose your kid. And that's why she's like, don't worry, I got him. She's actually reaching out. She's like, hey, he made it here safely. You're all good. I just want you to know. Instead of, didn't need to contact you before. Didn't need to, only to confirm that.
like, so, and you telling me that because I know that you have like that same thought process I do where it's like, prove it. Like you're very similar to me in that.
That's why I'm like, the timing is what makes that track.
So the thing that happened 3 years before that with that song, it's literally talking about how he wanted his kids to meet his mother, grandmother, whatever it is. And like, oh, I want to hear that I'm happy. I want you to tell me that I did a good job. And it's just like, oh, fuck. Is that really what it is? Was I being told, yeah, you're doing a good job. You did the right thing finally. And then 3 years later, a year ago, I get told, hey, it's okay. It's just like, that's fucking weird. That makes so much more sense than your fucking druggy uncle sitting next to you and letting your brother out of your car because your dad absolutely is incapable of making sure his car seat's clicked.
Yeah. But like I said, go and like read some of the other top comments and like replies where it's just like, these people don't even know what like the weirdest thing that's ever happened to them.
Okay, so top comment of all time on this. I saw a chair right itself once. It was in some furniture shop and it was on its back. I saw it. I walked past it, and a few steps later I heard scraping and it was being moved. I turned around and saw the chair finishing falling onto its legs, wobble slightly, and then be still. I waited for a few seconds, walked over to it, and then pushed it slightly, and then walked to another aisle. The rest of the shop's furniture behaved as you'd expect chairs and tables to behave. I never seen anything like it since or before, and I have no idea what happened. What?
That's why I love these posts, dude.
Interesting read. Here's mine. My cousin Kenneth passed away when I was 14, overdose on pain medications. He had been in and out of my life, more like an older brother to me than what I ever had. At 16, I only had my license for a few weeks before I had been in an accident. Taking our dog to the vet, I wasn't paying attention to the road, and instead, looking back in the back seat to quiet the mutt. Whilst turned around, I had driven off the right side of the road, down the embankment, and up an incline on the right side of the road. How the fuck didn't you realize that?
That was also mine where I'm just like, this dude just is incompetent.
Like, isn't it a normal, logical, common road thing where it's like a road, there's a shoulder, there's a little bit of a like gravel shoulder, and then down an embankment that's probably like maybe 2 feet, and then back up the others. You had to have like the most crazy fucking thing ever where you didn't hear anything. Like, no fucking idea.
I mean, like, yeah, no coordination.
There is just
my
space
mom.
for
I'm not gonna say, but my mom would turn around and be like, "You two kids, stop it!" and we wouldn't have any road issues. She'd be able to go perfectly straight.
In between two telephone poles. One pole was vertical, and the second was leaning against the first to keep it upright on the incline, I presume. There was just enough space for my car to wedge between the two poles, so little room, in fact, I knocked both mirrors through the windows onto me. The state highway patrolman who issued the ticket told my father that an inch either way would have killed me at 65 miles an hour. All of this happened while I was turned backwards messing with the dog.
And that's what I mean. Like, how long was he looking? Like, he was off the road, still driving, and then still messing with the dog. How?
Why the fuck are you turning around going
Also,
65 on a back road
yeah.
to begin with?
And an inch either way is just incorrect.
Yeah, you could have done this so perfectly that everything went the right way. Yeah, absolutely.
You had like 3 feet on the other side until maybe you get a scratch.
What the fuck? Long story short, a few months later, my mother throws some sort of party in which a tarot card reader comes and tells fortunes. She decides to tell me my fortune before all my mother's friends come over. It was a woman's party, gossip and such, and probably sex toys. Just that way you're aware, buddy. I know you deleted this, but just figured I'd tell you. This psychic medium goes on and tells me that she sees a younger man that's with me at all times who's here to protect me. She goes on and tells me he wants me to slow down.
Who actually believes this shit? I'm not saying like their story's fake. I'm like, how do they believe the most like cold reading tarot card bullshit?
Motherfucker, if they wanted you to slow down, you all know what they would have told you while you were going 65 and backwards and roughing up
Yeah,
your dog
where
in the
was he
backseat?
then? Where was he then?
Like, what the fuck are you
What
talking
are the
about?
ones we got? Like I said, that one's just a gold mine. Because like I kept scrolling and I could not find. Because remember, this is what is the strangest, most bizarre, unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you. I kept scrolling, couldn't find any interesting one.
At least mine was fucking logical. I could tell you a crazy one too. So after my brother passed, he passed in December. I was 4 years old at this time. And then my grandmother passed a little later in the year. Like she was able to meet my sister after she came home from the NICU, but she wasn't really longer. She wasn't around to her first birthday. She was just around for a little bit of the change in between the time. So we ended up going to Ames at the time because we didn't even have a Walmart in fucking town. And my mom opened up the back of our Dodge Spirit. And normally there was only like garbage back there. Like there was a tire in the middle of the trunk and like maybe a jacket and a jack to do a tire change if that's what we had to do and shit like that. But there was this book that was like angels and shit like that. And it had a poem on the inside. It was like a letter to my mom written by my grandma who already passed away, saying that she's protecting my brother. And my mom, I guess, went around and asked all 12 of her brothers and sisters if they put this in her car. All of them said no. Who the hell knows whether to trust them or not? But, like, what the fuck? Like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's unexplained. That's more unexplainable than barely missing a fucking mirror on a fucking telephone pole.
Yeah. Last year, my friends and I were hanging out at someone's house, just hanging out, having a good time. Towards the end of the night, my friend left around 1:30, wanted to grab some food. Went to this fast food place down the street. We go through the drive-through. It's like a 5-minute drive, and then we check, and it's 4 a.m. We don't know what happened to the time. That's it? You're just up too late, and you lose 2.5 hours? That's the strangest thing that's ever happened?
Like, it's just like there's no way in hell.
A session with a hypnotist couldn't hurt. Probably be worthwhile. What repressed hallucination did they have?
Last July, I was camping high in the Appalachian Mountains along the Kentucky-West Virginia border. At about 4 a.m., I had to take a shit, so I walk about 200 yards across the clearing just inside the tree line. As I'm relieving myself in the pitch black, I hear a noise. I notice that all insects and frogs down by the creek fell silent. Then I start to hear these really heavy footsteps. They get closer and closer and closer, and then they stop. Whatever it was about 20 or 30 feet away from me. Started grunting, whooping, and throwing rocks. So I shined my flashlight in the direction of the sounds and rock throwing. All I see is two huge red eyes about 9 feet up in the trees and a flash of reddish brown fur. When I shined my light whatever it was took off howling. I went back when it was light and found 16 or 17-inch tracks, snapped tree branches about 12 feet off the ground, and the grapefruit-sized stones near my shithole. I packed up camp and got the fuck out of there. I don't think I've ever been so terrified in my life.
I need to get some
TLDR,
Bigfoot stories for the next episode.
I think I saw Bigfoot while I was shitting in the woods last summer. Motherfucker, you're an idiot. You saw a fucking bear. That's what the fuck you saw.
Yeah. Bro, Bigfoot rabbit hole goes crazy whenever you find like those stories, whenever you get down there. I accidentally fucked up my YouTube algorithm because Les Stroud got into Bigfoot, and then I watched like some of his video. Survive Man's great and all, but some of that and his stories are interesting. Like I want to trust him, but it kind of has that off spin to it. Either way, the comments of those videos are all like the most batshit. Like you think that was a weird story? Nah, we have some insane stories in those comments. So I gotta go dig those up again.
I got a crazy one.
Wait. But by watching his videos, that put me down like his podcast of the Bigfoot Chronicles. And then when you get off of your main channel and you start going down the side ones, I found like a 1,000 subscriber, 10,000 viewer Bigfoot story one. Those comments are fucking wild. So yeah, Bigfoot, gotta hit that next.
Okay. I flicked my cigarette into an unseen sphincter. I was smoking on my porch. I don't think you were smoking a cigarette, buddy. I went and flicked it off into the garden to my side. It stopped midway in the air and then dropped. Then my mind was overcome and I experienced foreign feelings of extreme hostility and rage, along with an intense rush of adrenaline. What in the fuck are you even trying to say? At least you write better than the first person.
I wonder if a foreign sphincter is like some kind of term for like dimensional rift.
A couple of times I was doing ketamine. I did so much that I literally thought I had transcended and was living another person's life for like 4 hours. Then the seatbelt in my friend's car cut into my neck and I opened my eyes. I had this insane feeling like it wasn't my body for like 10 seconds. But then my other friends were like, what the hell have you been trying to do? I've been trying to pass a blunt for like a minute. And I was like, I've been gone for like 10 hours. I mean, the time delay is normal, but to this day, I cannot explain the feeling of being reincarnated into another person's existence.
That's just a DMT trip.
Well, a ketamine trip, but yeah.
No, but like that sounds like a DMT experience where you live an entire life in 15 minutes when you're out.
Yeah, well, you heard Miss fucking explanation of DMT trips. They're fucking insane.
Yeah, that sounds like it's what he had. Damn, in the middle of that story, I was thinking about something similar, or like the sphincter one. So every once in a while, I do get hit with like that extreme fear adrenaline rush. And I usually respect those feelings whenever they hit. Like I was walking my dog down like a forest trail and I got hit with that and I'm just like, it costs nothing to just turn around and sprint home just in case there's danger in front of me. Like
so I got a question. When you have those feelings, have you ever been right about what's happening or know that something's happening without
I don't
knowing
fuck
something's
around
happening?
to find out. I just dip.
In those specific situations. So I'll explain what happened to me and then you tell me if you've had something similar. So at some point, I can't be specific, I just had a really, really bad day with my anxiety. Like it felt like this day was just a fucking 8 or 9 out of 10. Like I was bordering on panic attack, but I wasn't there yet. but it just felt like something was happening. Like I knew something was happening, no idea why the fuck something was happening, but I just felt like everything was going sort of okay, but it felt like the world was fucking about to explode. Like something was going on, shit was going down. I'm just not aware of it yet, but my mind is. Like I like I feel psychotic explaining it this way, but I have to be vague enough to the point where it's not, admissible. So then nothing. And then I get fucking lied to just to cover up something small. Like, oh yeah, I'm going here instead of there. When I could have just been told the truth, but it was to cover up what was going on. Then a week later, I get sent paperwork for what actually was going on. And it's just like, oh, there's the answer. There's where it makes sense. I knew what was going on.
I mean, that just sounds like your brain perfectly subconsciously downloading every information around you and then solving it.
But before even knowing anything
There's probably enough hints. There's probably enough information that you could pick up on to piece it together in the back of your mind.
Zero. I'll explain it afterwards and you'll be like, wait, what the fuck? How the fuck did that work? Zero.
Sure.
So have you ever had times where it's like, oh, I'm picking up on something small and slight that's in the air today. My asshole hair is just twinging slightly. And for some reason, I'm anxious and something doesn't feel right.
I'm trying to think, like, I'm pretty sure, but nothing stands out as much as, like, other woo-woo in my life where I'm like, that's why I, like, wrote yours off the way I did. Because, like, whenever it happens to me, it's just kind of like, I felt extra dialed in to something going down, but I felt like I was picking up the breadcrumbs and had some premonition to it. I don't have like the random and then something, and then like a week later that comes true.
So my family's always loved.
Oh, can you actually pause the recording and tell me so we can bounce back to me going, oh,
yep, we're good. I'll do that.
I'm 50-50.
Yeah, there's a chance where I just sort of got it and understood, but there's a real big chance I just didn't. You see my point, though, is like, it's just weird. It's one of those things where it's like, that.
Well, when it comes to mine, where it's like, I'm also very extremely overly cautious. Like, if someone sketchy is on my side of the street, I'm crossing. If weird stuff has happened, like I said, I don't care looking a fool if it means I get to skip away and be safe. Another weird thing that happened was I was walking the dog because she only poops at like 4 streets down. So like she will not poop around here. She has her own little pooping spot that's way the fuck away. So if I have to take her out for poop, that's when it's happening. And it's not that she like held it, but she just didn't care to go until like 2 a.m. And this is Seattle. You don't want to be out 4 blocks away from your house in Seattle. So it was like kind of
poked with a beer bottle.
It was sketchy out, and like sometimes it happens. Like she'll go out and we'll be around, or I'm out late or something. And I was just like, I wasn't having it. I was like, man, I don't want to do this at 2 a.m. Like the worst time. Midnight's safe. 4 a.m.'s people are waking up and going to work. There's like some legit people out there. Not 2 a.m. That's the worst time. So, we're at the spot. And a car drives by, and then like makes a left turn. I'm like, I'm going back now, because I didn't like the car felt wrong to me. And then on the way back to the house, like a block and a half away, I see the car again, and it slows down as it passes like by me, and I just booked it into my house.
Yep, like that shit where. Like just being observant of shit. Mm-hmm. I have had that feeling numerous times where it's just like, nope, not today. And it's whether it's somebody I know or somebody I don't know, it's always weird.
Yeah. And then on the trail, I'm like, could have been a coyote, could have been a bear. I don't want to know.
The funniest time, I'm normally really, really rather accurate, as you see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know stuff is going on and when shit's going on. My fiance's truck, before she got our new car, something got stuck with the fucking wheel hub or the brakes or the axle broke. The wheel on the one side wasn't fucking turning at all. Like there was no power going to it almost. I'm sitting there on the phone with my brothers trying to work through it, trying to figure out exactly what's going on, see if we could fix it, or if it's like, you need to return the vehicle now and get the fuck out of this so we're okay. I don't know if this is a safety issue or not anymore. We need to figure this out right now. And we sit here and we get all this shit worked out and figured out. And I'm sitting there on the phone with my fucking brothers. And I hear, Dad, bear. And I look up because I'm underneath the fucking truck. I pull myself out of the truck. I look up and this bear is literally like 4 or 5 feet away from me. And because like my yard goes down a slight hill and then it goes to like a clearing almost. I look up and it's at the bottom of the hill and I'm at the top where the driveway is. And I'm just looking at it in the face. And I'm like, if I run, we're not good. So I just start chucking fucking stones at it because that's like the only thing you could fucking do to them around here is they will run if you fucking scare them and hurt them enough. I just started fucking throwing as many handfuls of fucking rocks as I could. But yeah, that was not fucking fun. That bear's fucking huge. That bear is big and fucking retarded. It started coming like 6 years ago or so. This thing is taller than I am when it stands up. Its shoulders, when it's on all fours, are about chest height for me. And I'm 6'5".
That's a big boy.
It's a big ass fucking bear. But it's like anorexic. So it's like half fucking as fat as it should be.
As
so like, you know,
city
this
bear,
thing's
urban
mean.
bears are.
Like, you know, this thing's mean. This thing wants food and it will fucking eat you if it fucking wants to. And it's just huge. Like, you know, this thing's probably like 8 feet tall when it stands on its back legs instead of hunched over on all fours. Like, I don't want to fuck with it. I don't. And every other time that you see it, it has like 3 or 4 cubs with it. And it's just like, you don't want to fuck with that thing.
That's extra bad, yeah.
Yeah, like you just don't. Especially when they're that low on food and shit. You don't want that shit.
Yeah, that's my brain is just like, up, GG, boys.
Yeah. I got dad, bear. Not where the bear is, not anything bear.
I was like, your kid did not have your back. Didn't go like, oh, it's coming. It was already too late.
Yeah, we're already at problem status.
That bear's across the road.
Like, no, so like our yard literally.
No, I mean, it's like didn't even give you that much. Like, was it like, hey, it's coming 30 feet away? It was already there.
There is no more
and not
time.
Bears here, bears on us.
So because
everything wrong.
Because I live on a mountain, my yard backs up to the fucking mountain. It goes down from my yard. So if it comes up, it's coming up out of the woods, literally off the cliff that's in front of my yard. That's just where it comes up.
Yeah.
So like there wasn't very much more time, but like Dad Bear right in front of you would have been so much better than Dad Bear. So I read this comment and I was like, dude, I have some funny shit with ghosts and stuff too. Nothing for me, not a thing. It's a shame too because I'm such a ghost nerd. Ideally, I'd see something at a place other than my house. I don't think I could stand living in a home with weird stuff going on. So my family's always watched like ghost hunters.
Really quick, I want to have commentary on that.
Yeah.
That is the saddest life. This dude is on our paranormal, reading other people's paranormal stories, upset that he doesn't get his own.
Me too. Like, go experience some shit, you nerd.
Resume.
But like we've always watched like ghost hunters and ghost adventures and stuff like that. Even if it's just like seeing the history of places, even that shit I find cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't want to see, you know, like historical shit at night too? Shit just looks different. And, you know, you experience different things at night and you're more hyper aware and stuff. But it got to the point where like my sister was in like 4th grade. It was like 4th or 5th grade. And they were doing a science fair. And my sister was like, dude, I want to do ghost hunting as a science fair because her brother passed away at birth. So she's like, maybe we'll find something cool. Maybe we'll find out it's bullshit. Who the fuck knows? My cousin, who's like my older sister, goes out and buys like as much of the equipment as like a college girl could absolutely have. So she bought like the EMF detector and like a voice recorder and stuff like that.
I had an interesting EMF detector. There was like, you know, the things that you can use to find Christmas light breaks, like just a little. You press a button and it lights up if there's like a field.
Yeah.
That shit worked. It was like $5 at Walmart. It was weird.
Yeah, exactly. But you can put like a penny in it and it holds the button down. So it like openly.
Exactly.
detects
Yeah, it actually had that weird button.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what she had. But they decided to do the first one in my sister's fucking bedroom, which to me sounds pants on head fucking retarded, but you know what? Whatever. Let the
You
kid
always
fucking-
do it in the most intimate place for yourself.
Yeah, let the kid enjoy it, whatever. So they have my mom, my cousin, who's like my sister, my middle sister, and my youngest sister sitting in a circle in my sister's bedroom doing a ghost hunt at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And my cousin is going off, making it sound legit because, you know, ADHD, tism. You have to make it sound real. And she stops for a second. And my little sister says, Mom, I'm scared. And my mom is not the loudest person. She is not loud in the slightest. She's rather quiet 90% of the time. She fucking looks at her and screams, then get out. Like my mom randomly got possessed by the Hamburglar. And all of a sudden we have fucking problems now in our fucking bedroom. Meanwhile, she's getting possessed. Like, what the fuck is going on so badly that, you know, you're screaming, then get out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon while you're doing a ghost hunt to try to talk to your son. So this becomes like this big family thing. It becomes a joke for like good 3 years about how anytime my mom goes to walk out of her room, we just scream that I'm scared. And then she would turn around and yell at us to get the fuck out. Especially if she was smoking and things like that, because she only smoked in her room. So we always thought it was funny to turn around at the door and say, I'm scared. So that way, you know, she would tell you to get out. But oh my fucking God, I swear there are so many people that just genuinely don't understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And just don't fucking get it.
Like, I just keep reading through this. Some dude's like, the forest erupted with noises around us, and it was the creepiest thing we've ever heard. It's like, yeah, dude, a pack of coyotes found you. Dude, coyotes are fucking terrifying.
That was the most adrenaline I've ever felt before. Have you ever gone predator hunting?
No. I avoid confrontation, but it's one of those things where, like, if you're just chilling at your house and the coyotes in the back of your yard just set off, it sounds like a girl getting murdered.
I figured you weren't going to go predator hunting because I knew you wouldn't want to go hunt for your kind. But I figured maybe. Maybe your dad brought you out at some
Bro,
point.
I've heard weird. I watch a hunting podcast, the Meat Eater podcast. They have some of the craziest stories where it's just like they'll bring some dude on. He's like, "I've eaten dog before. You don't want to. It changes you forever." The host has eaten coyote, and he's like, "I ate it, and it felt like I was burning. Like my whole body immediately heated up because like that connection to either wolves or dogs. Like it's not a meat you're supposed to eat."
Yeah. So my dad, my sperm donor of a father, is one of the most like woodsy man of woodsy men if you've ever found a woodsy man before. Like his stereotypical Sunday best is his cleanest camo that he hasn't worn this week 3 times. And, you know, probably a shower at least 3 days ago.
Doesn't need a sunburn to have a red neck.
Yeah, exactly. No, like you wouldn't be surprised if you ever slept with his sister. You know. So
That's neither here nor there.
there's so many jokes there, but I'm gonna lay off of them for one reason or another. So I would go to his house every weekend, and the only thing we did was hunting or fishing. Never both, just one. It was whatever his tism was this week. And
I respect it.
there's a lot of like state land that's around us. So you're allowed to do things and stuff like that around here in this part of New York. And we went to this lake a couple times to go fishing and stuff. But this time he's like, hey, right now it's closed for fishing, but we're going to go there at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. And we're going to go predator hunting tonight.
That
And
can't be legal.
No, I guess he got clearance, and obviously it's his fucking problem. I guess he didn't think about me being a public figure. Whatever, I don't care.
Allegedly, this
Go after
happened
him.
over a decade ago for statute of
No,
limitation reasons.
It happened, at least 18 years ago, because I was like 11 or 12.
All right, good.
So
maybe the laws were different then, but I can't imagine any place has nighttime hunting legal.
oh, he's a piece of shit. He probably did whatever the fuck he wanted to do regardless. I will give whatever law enforcement the place, and I'm sure you probably still could go find him there, and please go arrest him. He's a piece of shit.
Damn.
So the way this place worked was like there was a parking lot out by the main road, and then there was a like gated area that wasn't like a fenced in gate, like a mesh fence. It was just like one of those things that
The
some
spinning
people
arm.
use to yeah, exactly, like one of the metal arms that you could push out of the way that sometimes people padlock whenever the place is closed.
That's how all state land works, yep.
Not all of it around here. Some of it's gated in with like the high 6-foot fencing. Some of it has none at all. This had this little metal arm thing, but there was a path around the metal arm for when you wanted to access it.
They don't want you parking in the winter, and they don't want after 10 p.m.
Exactly. They didn't want you to go down there with your vehicle during the winter and the fall and stuff like that. But we're backpacking in 10, 11 o'clock at night with this fucking speaker. And he has like 3 guns on him. And there's the 2 of us. I'm like in between 10 and 12 years old. And this is the most adrenaline fucking thing I've ever. He's not told me what's going to happen. Like he is completely leaving me fucking blank. And like 8 months before this, he shot over top of my shoulder at a turkey and almost hit me. So like this is the Elmer Fudd of Elmer Fudd of Elmer Fudd. So we sit down and we're like halfway in between the lake and the main road at this time. And the side of the road goes off a cliff. Like you could sit there on a tree and you have a nice comfy spot and you see like down into the gorge where the like reservoir is off to your left. You kind of got a basic idea of what I'm looking at. But it's all dark, so like you see shadows, and 85% of it you can't fucking see. And I'm going to be honest, this is the most retarded part of this. We had no fucking flashlights. None.
How are you going to hunt? How do you hit a thing?
I guess he just wanted to shoot the fucking sounds. I don't know. So he tells me sit here at this fucking tree that was big enough that was like the roots came out of the ground and like almost formed like 2 seats that we could sit down and watch the gorge. And it went down probably like another 6 to 8 feet. And then it went flat bottom instead of it being a hill still. So he walked up to the next tree in front of us and set out this caller with like a megaphone, and it played like a radio signal of like shit getting fucking eaten. Like it was random ass fucking screams.
That
and shit
is
and
the most redneck, illegal calling shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, it gets worse. So it's like a megaphone. So he turns the megaphone out into like the clearing, and he's obviously calling shit to us. It's kind of logical exactly what he was doing. And he's like, okay, Zach, now be quiet. And it's quiet for like a good, maybe like 15 minutes. We're sitting there and nothing's fucking going on. This motherfucker didn't even get me a snack from the Dollar General down the road. And I'm getting fucking frustrated at this point. Like, you're sitting there, you expect like a snack or a hot chocolate or something. And then you start hearing lots of shit moving all around us. And not just on one, like you would expect it to be in like 30 degrees in front of you. But this is a fucking circle around us.
Yeah. It's called a pack.
Yeah, no, obviously. Like
The
but
prey
I'm trying to
gets
explain
circled.
I'm trying to explain it at like 10, 11-year-old Zach. Like, I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, you hear something walk past you, probably like 20 feet to your right, and you hear it go down the hill. And you're like, oh, what the fuck? And then you hear something to your left, like 40, 50 feet that way. And that's walking up the hill. And you're like, oh, shit, dude, what the fuck's going on? And then it stops. Just complete fucking silence. The caller dies. Like, what the fuck is going on? So this big ass fucking retard who I'm fucking predator hunting with, this motherfucker stands up at 6'11" and stumbles down the fucking hill over to his fucking caller. Like, the shit's broke. It won't work. He like pulled the battery out, smacked it back in, tried to get it to restart. Won't fucking work. I'm like, oh my fucking God, we're going to get the fuck out of here. We're going to be okay. He's like, nah, I got it to work. Smacks it. It starts calling again. And he screeches like a fucking little girl.
What do you think was going to happen?
The shotgun's sitting right next to me. He left every single fucking gun right next to me. He even took his pistol off and sat it next to me too. Like, why the fuck you would do this? I had no idea. Doesn't fucking make any sense. And he brings the fucking caller back to me while it's still making noise. He's like, don't even worry about it, Zach. We're just going to leave. What the fuck's going on? Like, could you have been any clear about anything that's going on? Once again, we have no fucking flashlight in like half a mile that we have to walk up this dirt fucking road up to a fucking main road because he left our truck fucking half a mile that way because it was gated off fucking state park. So we start fucking hiking, and all you hear literally following us on both sides of the fucking cliff, literally skittering through the fucking leaves, running probably like 30 feet in front of us, and then waiting. And it was like we had our dogs trained to be with us, and they weren't fucking with us.
Yeah.
It was the most adrenaline fucking dumping thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Getting followed ain't cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like some kind of fight or flight like that. It's probably happened. I don't remember it too well.
Yeah, well, that'll have to be next time. We'll see you fucking next time. Bye, guys.